Hello, everyone! Welcome to Bunny Nibbles, where we share little nibbles of bunny joy from the world of our bun-buns. Our sweet Timo. Oh, he had so many nicknames because he was bursting with personality. Wild Child, Baby Shark, Mr. Cheekies, and, of course, Tippy-Toe-Timo. But today, we're talking about Timo the Escape Artist. Timo was a master of the Great Escape. No space was big enough for this little bun with the biggest hunger for adventure. Even with a very spacious play area, he always craved more. And even though we worried he would get to Roo and spark a huge bunny brawl, we couldn't help but admire his daring spirit. He had endless curiosity, and his boldness made life with him a huge adventure in itself. When we first set up fences in the condo, we had used only one layer, and the gaps between the fencing were very small, maybe about 1.5 inches in width. We thought, there's no way the bunnies could squeeze through that. We're fine. Then, right before our very eyes, as we were setting up those fences, we saw Timo take a look and then proceed to squeeze through the gap, his entire body looking like it turned into jelly. We were shocked. We couldn't believe it. So we had to reinforce the fence by adding a second layer of fencing and separation. But this was the start of Timo's great escapes. Once the double fencing was safely set up, with no way for the bunnies to squeeze through those gaps, our condo was then split in half. So half for Roo, half for Timo. And Timo realized, oh, I can't squeeze through those gaps anymore. But that's okay. I'm creative and very talented. That was when we once again witnessed his escape artistry. Bundad was just casually watching him, looking at him, and Timo was sitting in front of the fence very calmly, and then jump! Right over it. No running start and no hesitation. Just a perfect leap right over the fence that left us stunned. Roo and Linus had never, ever jumped over the fence before. Another time, we were traveling and our bunny sitters were in charge, and once again, Timo made another leap, and it was a heart attack moment for our poor bunny sitters. Thankfully, they scooped him up before he was able to encounter Roo, and crisis was averted. But our little daredevil had struck again. We always did our best to give both Roo and Timo plenty of time to free roam the entire condo, taking turns each day to give them all the space to do their exercise and satisfy their curiosity. But for Timo, it was never enough. We always wish he could have experienced this new home that we have with all its open spaces and multiple floors. He would have loved it. Although, knowing him, he probably would have conquered it all in a month and then dreamt of a massive bunny mansion. One of his escape attempts is our favorite in this home, and we had even caught it on video. We thought we were pretty smart. We had propped one end of the fence up against the wall with a side table, and then to prevent Timo from being able to jump onto the table, we put their massive carrier on top. And the carrier is a domed top, so it would be very difficult to jump up onto the carrier. We thought, this is gonna work. Oh, how naive we were. It's Timo. He's a genius. One day we heard some rustling. We looked over. No Timo on the floor. But then our eyes drifted up, and there he was, wedged between the carrier and the wall, on top of the fence, caught mid-escape, his little face looking straight back at us. We couldn't help but laugh. His determination, his creativity, it was just so Timo. So that attempt was unsuccessful, but it was valiant, and it was so entertaining, and we were kind of proud of our little brave adventurer. We miss you, our sweet Timo. I bet you're in bunny heaven with Linus, joyously and blissfully exploring endless meadows and bouncing through fields without any fences. You must be having so much fun. Have your bunnies ever pulled off any daring escape plans, and did they succeed? We would love to hear your stories. Thanks for joining us for this little nibble of joy today. If you enjoy our podcast and if it brings some joy to your day, it would mean the world to us if you could like and subscribe to our podcast and leave us a review. Have a wonderful day or evening wherever you are. Our Bun Buns send you lots of boops. Bye!